Welcome to Breast Intentions, the podcast where we take off the bra of expectations and dive into honest, empowering conversations. We're your hosts, Nadine and Cynthia, two Canadian girls who swapped snow boots for flip-flops in the Cayman Islands. This is your space to feel seen, supported, and a little less alone. So grab a cup of coffee or a glass of champagne and get ready for your weekly handful of truth, wellness, and empowerment. Welcome back to Breast Intentions. Our guest today is proof that it's never too late to rewrite your story. Tamsin Deasey, director at UCCI in the Cayman Islands and a rising voice in artificial intelligence, joins us to talk about making bold moves in midlife, diving headfirst into AI, and what it really takes to pivot your career when most people think you're supposed to have it all figured out.
So on today's episode, we have Tamsin Deasey, who is the director at the UCCI.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about career changes, and especially career changes in midlife, which is something that you've recently experienced within the past year, or?
That's right. Yeah, within the past year or two, definitely. Okay. Definitely. Big changes.
Well, tell us a little bit about where everything started for you and how it all transpired.
Okay, so my background really, I have two careers that I've lived. One was as a marketing director and one was as an educational leader. And then in the past couple of years, AI has exploded, as you both know, and it was a huge interest of mine from the beginning. And like most people, I just stumbled across it and started playing with different tools and seeing what it could do for me. And the interesting thing about my background is both careers were data driven. So as a marketing director and as an educational leader, both roles relied upon using data to see patterns, to spot trends, to find out what audiences wanted. And that really does tie in a lot into the world of AI, because AI is a data-driven, well, people say it's a science, but it's also very creative. Mm-hmm. So when AI came along, I just became totally entrenched in it, and it became a huge part of my world, and I am where I am today now. So now I lead AI at UCCI, but I also sit on a lot of national bodies for the Cayman Islands, so trying to embed AI education into the Cayman Islands, looking at how it's going to impact different parts of the economy and different sectors and how it's going to change jobs. And I also do a lot of training on applying AI, so going into businesses and seeing how AI can change their business. So it's really interesting.
Right.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it is very cool.
Really just the beginning, I'm assuming, of where AI is and where AI can go.
Exactly. And we don't know. And that's a really interesting thing. If you think about how fast the industry changes, and there's hundreds of new things coming out every day, like you literally can't keep on top of them. In a year's time, we have no idea where that's going to be. And in 10 years' time, you know, I truly believe every aspect of our world is going to change, from healthcare to education to the way we live. I mean, people are saying that with AI, we'll be able to live forever because the adaptations in healthcare and the drugs and the medicine, it will end disease. Like it can literally change our lives, and it's insane. It's truly insane.
Insane, but also like scary at the same time.
Overwhelming. Yeah.
Definitely overwhelming. Definitely. Right. And I get overwhelmed. I'm probably in the top 5% of people in, I don't know, the country or even globally that know, I do a lot of research on AI, research academically. I listen to 4 hours of podcasts a day. I go to conferences. I speak to experts globally every day. I truly immerse myself in it, and I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Right.
And sometimes I have to just shut everything off and pretend it's not happening, because otherwise...
I believe it. Like, that's true. And that's true with anything. I think the more you learn about it, the more you learn there is to learn about it.
Exactly.
And then you're like,
snowballs.
No, I was good just knowing my little surface level.
Exactly. And I don't believe there's any real AI experts, because nobody can know everything about it, because it's so diverse. Like, we think about AI as being ChatGPT.
Yeah.
But actually, AI is robotics, it's predictive modeling, it's anything really where something that's not human is thinking or acting like a human. So the field is vast, and you might be an expert in one area but know nothing about another one.
Right.
So it is truly overwhelming.
So kind of going back to like when everything started, because you were not in AI before.
No.
You came down to the island.
Yeah.
You were working a completely different job.
Yeah.
pre-COVID
Yeah.
as well. So how did everything transpire? I know that like COVID was a very pivotal point for a lot of people. I don't know if it was for you.
Yeah.
But how did like this whole career change happen for you?
So I think it was self-driven, and I almost stumbled across it by accident. So like I say, I started, first of all, playing with ChatGPT. I stumbled across it the week it launched, and I started playing with it. And even early on, I found out I could integrate it into my work. And then I got obsessed with it. So I'm somebody who either does it or doesn't do it. So every night I would be sat up, I would be playing with different tools. I would be trying to teach myself about it. And at the time, there weren't many resources out there. You couldn't just, do a course on Coursera or whatever that might be. So I took the plunge and I enrolled on a course at MIT, which is one of the best AI universities in the world.
And when was this?
That was 2 years ago now. So it was very early on in AI, Gen AI launching. Mm-hmm. And I sold a kidney to go and take myself to MIT. And I did a 1 year course, and there were 60 of us. There were 80 of us from 60 different countries. It was mainly online, but we did meet at MIT twice during the course. And it was amazing. And I learned so much from not just the instructors, but the peers on the course. Because my background isn't tech. My background is marketing and creative with data thrown in. But a lot of those people were computer scientists, data scientists. So I learned so much from the builders, the people who build this software and these tools. Mm-hmm. And it was amazing. And then when I came back, obviously I work at the university, so I could do academic research in this field. And my big passion has always been skills gaps. So even in England, I worked on huge national projects where we look at what the skills gaps are and we try and build education training to plug them. And that's a huge issue in the Cayman Islands. We know we have skills gaps, and we don't utilize the data to the best of its ability yet. Like, lots of institutions are collecting the data, work or UCCI or central government scholarships, but we don't really do anything with it nationally. So we don't say, we know these gaps are here, let's plug them.
Yeah.
And AI will help us to do that. So I then started doing research projects on AI and how we can do that and how we can embed it into the educational system. Because if we don't upskill our community, who's going to do these roles in the next 5 years? The roles are going to change. So if we don't upskill Caymanians and the people living here, they're not going to be able to do the jobs in the next 5 years.
Right.
So that's a huge driver of mine. I work on a national steering committee with the Ministry of Education. And I'm always harassing people centrally to listen to my ideas about how we need to retrain everybody on the island to meet the skills for the future. So it's really interesting. And I almost fell into all of it because it's my passion. So it was really just putting myself out there and saying, I've taught myself, please listen to me. This is what we need to be doing, and keep going until people listen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you were at your previous job.
Yeah.
You found a love for AI.
Yeah.
And then you chose to take the leap.
Yeah.
So you chose to take the leap with a family.
Yeah.
and into the unknown as well, which I think, kind of coming back to what it was that, like, why we wanted you on here was because there's so many people who are in midlife who are making these career changes.
Yeah.
And
whether it's their choice or it's been thrown upon them.
Yes.
It has been happening.
That's been a big change, especially in the tech industry as well, right?
Yeah.
And then add on a family, add on like the consideration of finances, living down here. How did you do that without being, because I know we've talked about being fearless.
Yes,
but at some point you weren't fearless.
No. So I think there's two parts to that, really. Would I have done this at 30? Maybe not, because I was more scared of taking the leap. So
I had less to risk.
But exactly.
Way, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, I think the younger you are, the more afraid you are of failure. And I think as you get older, you get less afraid of failure, because you kind of think, well, it doesn't really matter because you've had so many failures.
Right. And also, like, I have how much time left? I'm just going to go for it.
I'm just going to go for it. Exactly. That's so true. And I think, things, they knock you back down at points in your life, and you get back up. And every time that happens, you think, I can do it because I've got back up this time. Mm-hmm. So when this came along, don't get me wrong, I love my job now, but it's not fueling my fire like it used to, in terms of there's more out there. I want to do more. I want to make a bigger impact. I want to help other people. Genuinely, I want to help other people. And this was the opportunity to do that. And it was difficult. Like you said, I've got 2 young children. Mm-hmm. I wasn't married then. Mm-hmm. So it was always a juggling act. I work long hours anyway, 2 little children, and I want to be a present mother. I don't have a nanny or a helper. It's very important to me that I pick them up from school, cook their dinner, put them to bed every night. I want to be that person. For me, that's what being a mother is about. Right. I could honestly say I would struggle a lot more doing it without my wonderful wife. She is a huge support because she is there to do the school runs and, G me up when I'm tired. But I am somebody who's very driven. So I get up at 4:30 every morning. I do a workout and listen to a podcast before the kids get up for school. I go till 10 o'clock every night. When they're in bed, I do another podcast, maybe another gym workout.
How many hours of sleep do you get?
We were talking about this last night. I get about 4.5 to 5 hours sleep.
Really? And you can function on
but
that.
But I'm probably going to drop dead. I've probably only got 3 years of life left, so that's...
Got to make up all that sleep.
That's it. I've got to do it.
I could not. I need my 8 or 9 hours.
Yes.
Especially as I'm getting older.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but I've heard there's been studies and stuff, and a certain percentage of the population only needs
so much sleep.
5 hours.
So I have a theory about this. So I used to be like that. And when my daughter was born 11 years ago, I almost died in labor. I had sepsis in labor.
Oh, wow. Oh.
And I was a single mother. I was having her on my own. And when I came out of it, I remember thinking, if I'd have died, this child would not have a parent. Right. And it changed my life. Yeah. And that's when before that, I was a smoker and a drinker. I became healthy. I stopped drinking. I did all those things. And it gave me this lust for life, because now I think, oh my God, if I sleep for 10 hours, I'm going to miss out on something. Right. Or I'm going to, and it completely changed every aspect of my life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's interesting. So
very interesting.
It's a mental shift more than
anything.
It's a
mental shift, yeah. So had that not happened, I would probably be a very different person now.
Right. Now, when you did make that career switch, with your kids and with your wife, were they the ones that really propelled you to make that change, or?
Yeah, I think both. I think one, it was something I was passionate about. And if you love something, then you want to do it, don't you? You want to immerse yourself, you want to do it. But I think for them as well, I want them to have a nice life. I want to provide for them. And I also want to show my kids the way. I teach them AI now. So every night we might listen to Alexa. My daughter, who's 11, vibe coded her own website. So you can.
I saw.
It's very cool.
She sells her art on it.
She sells her art on it.
That's so cool.
So I try and teach them things as well. And I'm trying to show them that, you can work hard and have a good job and enjoy it. And
that's huge, right? Yeah. If you're coming home from work every day complaining about work sucks, and this is what your kids are hearing, then are they going to want? That's what they're going to do when they grow up. I guess I have to hate my job.
It's we've all done it. It's no way to live.
Just going to say, because I think in our lifetime, we've also heard that from our parents. It's no fault of their own as well.
Work to live.
Yes.
Live
that's
to work.
just what it was. But
that's
now
all it was.
Things are changing.
Yeah.
But you didn't hear of people, when we were younger and our parents were our age, of them making career switches.
Yeah.
No, you were in the same job for decades and decades.
Yes. But then they didn't switch partners either, did they? As much. They're the generation that you get what you're given, and that's that. And we're the opposite generation. Probably too much. We're we'll pick and choose what we want. So maybe the next generation will be a happy medium.
Yeah.
What have you discovered about yourself in this process that maybe your younger self wouldn't have believed?
That I don't need as much sleep. What have I discovered? I I think that, again, it's about the risk of failing. I know I lived a large proportion of my life being afraid of failing or what other people thought of me. And don't get me wrong, I still have some of that. Like I hate public speaking. I hate it. And my wife always says, but you're great at it. I'm like, but people are looking at me.
Yeah.
So I know that part of that will always be with me because it's naturally who I am. But I do think as I've got older, especially in the last 5 years, like after turning 40, I am absolutely not as afraid of failing, because I think the one thing I've learned as well is that education is massively important. And I work in education, but I didn't apply myself when I was at university. I've done a master's, I've done a degree, but did I give it my all? I gave it the bare minimum.
Yeah, me too.
Because you do as a youngster, don't you? And when I look back now, I live in this country. I get the chance to give my children this lifestyle because I have an education, because I can get a work permit to live here, because I have a skill that's needed. So education is the key to opening lots of doors. And I am where I am with AI because I applied myself and I learned, and I took myself back to university, and I keep learning. So I think that was a huge thing for me.
One of the things I want to ask as well, because this came up many years ago when I was on a webinar. There was a couple of us on there, and it was talking about people who have changed careers and like went a lot from like corporate into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And someone had said in that webinar that, like, you know, if you're in that corporate job and you want to leave and you want to go and like pursue your passion, go and do it, kind of thing. And I stopped at that point and I said, but there's one thing that you do also need to understand, that your passion is not going to become a passion anymore.
Yes.
It's going to end up turning into something that is a career.
Yeah.
And there may be a little bit of resentment. So sometimes it's not a bad thing as well to keep that passion on the side. So you took something that also was a passion.
Yes.
Because you were learning about AI when you were in your previous career.
Yeah.
So what would you say to people who are kind of going down that route?
So I think that's very true. And I think it's, you have to make an informed decision. So going back many years, my other passion is fitness. And probably 15 years ago, I set up a company as a personal trainer, because I'm also a trained personal trainer and strength and conditioning coach. So when I had my first daughter, actually, so it was 11 years ago, and I was like, right, I'm going to get out the rat race. I'm going to become a personal trainer and I'm going to love it. I hated it because I spent all day training other people. I didn't have time to train myself. It was, and I love the fact that other people progressed, but there was no time for me to train. I was exhausted by the time, and I found it quite monotonous because it was the same clients that I hated it. I fell out of love with fitness. And I went back to doing the 9-to-5 day job. So I think it's about understanding that can happen. And I don't think there's anything wrong with straddling both if you can, until one takes off and the other one doesn't. And,
Agreed.
Definitely.
It takes up a bit more of your time because you are burning the candle at both ends. But I do think at some point something will give. But then again, it depends. So, people always say they don't have time to do a hobby and they don't have time to go to the gym, but they often have time to sit in front of the TV for 3 hours a night. So it's about what time you're willing to give up. I don't give up any time with my kids. But I haven't watched a TV program in 10 years. So, it's about what are you willing to give up to. Right. So I guess kind of going off of that, juggling parenthood. University work. So were you going to school and also working at the same time?
So it was an online course. So it was mainly virtual. So it was a couple of days a week.
Still.
And I'm about to start another one, actually. So in September, I'm either going to be doing a full master's in AI or possibly a PhD or possibly both.
Oh, wow.
So at the moment, I'm trying to work out potentially if I can juggle all of them. But I haven't decided.
You're 4.5 hours.
Exactly.
Like 2.
Exactly. Go down.
So how have you made all of this work, like practically and emotionally as well?
I am extremely organized.
Yeah.
I block out so I've always been the same. I have to be organized in advance. I can't do things last minute. It drives me insane. And my wife is the complete opposite. So you can see how that probably and I have to have my work done before I can have fun. Like mentally, if I'm thinking about things I have to do, I can't relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I almost compartmentalize. So I know I have that 2 hours in the morning to gym and podcast. I know I have my work day. And then the time with the kids. But in between that, my lunch hour at work might be studying. As soon as the kids go to bed at 8 o'clock, I know I've got a block of time then. So my days are very regimented. Some people might detest that, but it works for me and I can get through it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the only way, I think, when you've got so many competing priorities.
Right.
And it's about not letting yourself get overwhelmed.
So you don't feel overwhelmed?
I do occasionally. So the nights where I've done that all week and then I know I've got to pull an all-nighter to finish something. But because I'm so organized, I don't tend to get to that point.
Okay.
So my wife, on the other hand, is doing an MBA at the moment. So she's focusing on her MBA and being there for the children and not working a career at the moment. But she is always pulling all-nighters and up till 6 o'clock in the morning and stressed because she leaves it till the last minute, even though she's not working on top of that. And I'm like, well, if you did what I did, then you wouldn't be doing it. So again, it's just about having that structure, isn't it?
Yeah. And do you actually like schedule, like you have a calendar and a schedule and have like workout podcast?
I do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I always post on my LinkedIn as well. I always try and make sure I post at least 4 or 5 days a week.
I see them.
Because it makes a big career difference. Like so many people reach out to me because of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So sometimes I even do that at midnight the night before, because otherwise I have to do it in my gym hour in the morning and then it ruins my workout because I'm working out and LinkedIn posting simultaneously. But that's how scheduled my life is at the moment, which is, I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing. Who knows?
Well, it's working for you because
it's working.
That's actually how I knew about all of the AI.
Was because for the LinkedIn.
Yeah, seeing all of your posts.
Yeah.
So it was very effective.
Oh, excellent. There you go.
Yeah. Was there ever a time though that you were like, oh, this is just too much?
I'm sure there's lots of them.
Yeah.
There's lots of them when I'm doing something I really don't want to be working on, or, you know, the kids have something or maybe my little boy, because he's such a mummy's boy still. And he's like, Mummy, play football with me. And I feel bad because but to be honest, actually thinking about it, the thing that interrupts my time with my children the most and the things I really want to do is my day job, because there's so many events at the school that are between 9 and 5 or 8 and 5. It might be reading hour or it might be an awards ceremony and I've got a meeting in my real, day job that I can't get out of. That tends to be the thing that disrupts it the more. Sports day, the schools have 25 million things a month, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
It's just life, isn't it? You've just got to do what you can do, I think. I think that's the main thing for people. You've just got to do what you can do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Did you ever think about like going back to the old job? Because I would say like what it is that you're trying to do down here.
Yeah.
It's a constant push. It's a constant getting in front of people. It's a constant trying to almost convince people.
Yes. Yeah.
Waving your hands in front of their faces kind of thing. And at some point you get really tired.
Yeah, that is true.
Where you do almost kind of want to go back and just be like, I'm just going to go sit in my little cubicle.
Exactly. I'm just going to go sit in an office and shut my door and everyone's going to ignore me. I think you also have those. I mean, anything that's not a fight feels like that. Yeah. Anything that's not easy feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? But then something happens that gives you a little foot forward and you can see some movement and you're reinvigorated again.
Right.
And I think I'd be bored. Going backwards. Like life's for going forwards, isn't it? And if you fail and it doesn't work, you haven't lost anything.
Right. Yeah. So and it might be a bit of a personal thing. So like the financial side, because I know that anyone that's listening, people who are midlife, even people who are younger, who are considering a career change, a huge part of it is finances. Yeah. Tacking on a family, kids, all of that kind of thing. How did you manage to navigate through that?
So finances is, something that we think about every day in our household, because we are not flush with, we're not overwhelmed with bags of money. Maybe one day, that's what my wife keeps telling me. One day we're nearly there. But obviously it's a huge consideration. And especially, living here, the cost of living is high. We're living on one salary at the moment. It can be tough. But again, I think it's about prioritizing. So I don't mean that to sound patronizing, but if I want to put myself through an education and in the future it's going to give us a much, a good ROI, return on investment, a bigger salary, then it's about cutting corners in other places. The same with my kids. I make sure that they play football, they do coding, they do robotics, and we don't go on holiday once because I want them to have these experiences. So it's about prioritizing where that money goes. And obviously not everybody is going to have that money. Not everyone's going to have that money. So with me, I got the masters that I'm going to try and start in September is scholarship funded to a degree. And it's about trying to find those pockets of money. So I reached out it's the University of Oxford actually. I reached out to them and there's pockets of money available where they'll fund 50, even 70% of it. So it's about, I think, again, just putting yourself out there.
Agreed.
And seeing that the opportunity, I can't afford to go to the University of Oxford for a level 7 master's, but I can if they give me a scholarship.
Yeah, amazing.
So it's just about researching, use AI tools to do that. That's what I do, genuinely.
This is where you go to the chat GPT and ask it.
That's it. And I did.
Where can I find money?
I did. I went to all the AI models for months and I said, this is my career pathway. Which of the programs should I be doing nationally? How much are they? Are there scholarships? And I applied and that was that.
Oh, that's amazing. That is amazing advice too for anybody.
And actually, let me ask you a question just for the people that are do the AI thing, which is basically ChatGPT. Are you big on ChatGPT or other, there's like DeepSeek and
so I use loads of them.
Do you use all of them and then you see which one gives you the better?
So I do. So
I have heard that.
Really? So yes. I have Perplexity, Claude, and ChatGPT at the moment. That are the 3 large language models, and I have paid subscriptions to all of them. And for everything I do, I ask all of them. So some of them are better at one thing, some of them are better at another, and they change regularly. So ChatGPT was always the creme de la creme for everything. It was amazing. Deep research, for searching, whatever it might be. Since they released their last model, the whole platform has gone downhill. And now Perplexity, which is one that was which I think was awful 6 months ago, is far better than the others.
Oh,
so because they're always changing the algorithms and the models, 1 month one might be brilliant, and so you've just got to keep playing, just keep testing them. But it is it's almost a full-time job.
I would think, like even. I don't know how people have like the TikTok and the Instagram and the Facebook.
Oh, I
and
know.
The LinkedIn.
All the I'm like, that's too much. And
exactly.
Well, just copy and paste into it still feels like opening the app.
I think the world will go one way or the other. I think we'll either all get great on everything or we'll all completely shut down and go, we've had enough.
Right.
We don't want any tech. We just want to be back to basics. Right. And we'll start having proper conversations again as human beings. And I don't know which way it's going to go.
Right.
How did your kids respond to you having a career change and taking on this whole?
So I don't really think they my kids are so blasé about everything. So a couple of weeks ago I was on BBC World Service. They rang me and said, would I do a global podcast on AI and how it's disrupting the food sector? And I was like, yeah, of course I will. And we played it for them. And the kids were like, oh yeah, Mum's on the BBC. There was no kind of... they're
just
totally... Mom. Just Mum. They're totally blasé about everything.
And they wouldn't have noticed that there was any type of career change or going back to school is not like a weird thing because that's what you do at your house.
Exactly. So because I'm always learning, I'm always doing courses, I'm always learning anyway. It's just normal for them. And they're so, they're not impressed by me, so it doesn't matter what I do. Right. So I don't know if you remember, but the Black Eyed Peas came to Ireland last year or the year before. Yeah. And I helped with that gig and bringing them in. And on the night of the concert, we got VIP tickets, and I was like, Mum's helped to bring the Black Eyed Peas in, and you can come along. And they were like, oh, we're the Black Eyed Peas anyway. And I was like, listen, If any other mum in the world, any other kid in the world, and the mum was saying, I brought the Black Eyed Peas in, do you want to come as a VIP? They were so unimpressed. It was unbelievable. So there you go. I can't win.
Yeah. Keep you humble.
Exactly.
Have you had to let go of anything, like say mentally or emotionally, to make space for this new success?
Probably a relationship with my wife.
There's no time.
I do laugh, but when she listens to it.
She'll be nodding.
Exactly. And that's why I'm really lucky. I am lucky because she has allowed me to do it and not moaned. We don't get very much time. And we're newlyweds, really. We've only been married just over a year.
Oh.
And she supports me 100%. She picks up the slack where, in fact, I was telling someone a funny story the other day. The doctor that I go to is near Dr. Mabine. It's near my house. And whenever I have to go for a checkup or whatever that might be, she comes to the doctor's surgery to have 5 minutes with me in the waiting room because it's the only time we get together. And it's hilarious because they come in and look at us and I'm like, we're just having 5 minutes. I haven't seen her for a week. So there has been some impact on my personal life, obviously. Sure.
Yeah. But we just need that strong partner.
Exactly. And we know the tide's going to turn. And in 12 months' time, her career might be taking off and I might be at home more. And it's just give and take, isn't it? It's just give and take.
Yeah.
And I guess knowing that this is a season and it's not a...
Exactly. And you have to take it while it's there. While the opportunity's there, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Who knows what the future holds?
Exactly. Yeah. How do you feel now when you look back at where you were in your old career and where you are now with your new career?
Oh, do you know what? I absolutely love it. And I do believe that moving to Cayman is something that gave me this opportunity as well.
I agree.
Which is, would I ever be doing this in England? Right. Probably not.
Right.
So it's such an amazing opportunity I've been given being here and I don't want to waste it. And we are a small country, so you have access to decision makers and you have access to make a national impact and you have access to actually make a change. And we can move quickly because we are small. We're a small country, so we can move fast. So I do, I truly believe in fate and that everything happens for a reason. And I ended up here for a reason and hopefully this is it.
Yeah. So as you have shifted into this new space, which has clearly taken off for you, what do you think has helped you stand out and gain traction so quickly?
I actually don't know.
It's LinkedIn.
Maybe. And all the work, right? Like the education, like educating yourself and even doing it on your own.
Yeah.
Like going on all these different platforms and trying.
It's true.
Yeah. Like the hard work.
Like on BBC or getting in front of like different panels.
Of course. And one thing I've learned in the industry, like I say, I fly to conferences all over the world and meet the leaders in this field. And there seems to be lots of tech people who are amazing at building AI systems, but don't understand how to apply it to real life and can't explain it to people. They really struggle to explain. Even the salespeople selling the tools, you sit down with them and they give you a load of jargon and I go, just tell me what it does.
Yeah.
And they almost, because people's brains are different, aren't they? That part of the brain isn't there that makes it easily. And I think because I'm my background was comms and marketing, so I used to do crisis communications, media relations. One of my biggest skills is finding things that are very difficult and explaining them in easy to understand terms. Yep. So that helps at the moment because everybody's baffled by AI. Yeah. And that's what I do really, the application side. What do you need? And how do you need it? And how can I explain it? So I think that's probably something that's helped.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it is, I do have to say, it's like very much like crypto or Bitcoin.
Yeah.
To try to explain that or to ask someone, no one can explain it.
Yeah.
No one can explain it.
Exactly. No. If it's not tangible, if you can't feel it, it's so hard, isn't it? And it does look like the craziest thing when suddenly a computer is doing something that's, of genius level. Yeah. So it's, I think that's my strong point, that I've taught myself and now I can explain it to other people.
Yeah. In terms that everybody will understand. Yeah. I mean, because the guys that are, doing all the sciencey stuff or the tech behind it to each other, they can communicate,
Right.
but to people like you and me, maybe not.
Exactly.
So
we just sit there going, no idea.
It's like the dumbed down version, the Cole's Notes version, the what was that book that they used to have? It would be like AI for Dummies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do they have one
I
of
can
those
do
out?
that.
Yeah, you can write it. There you go. Another business opportunity for you.
There you go.
You can do that in your spare time.
That's it.
Right? You're right.
4 hours that you're sleeping.
So you're not from a tech background, but
Nope.
you've landed yourself in the tech space.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is a space for women and women in midlife?
Massive. So I actually did a LinkedIn post about this a couple of days ago, actually. A lot of the women that I follow on LinkedIn are tech leaders in AI. And I was thinking about why. And I was thinking, because in tech generally, I think it was about 20% of leaders are female. It's a very low number, and that's a huge increase.
Right.
So why are there so many female AI leaders? But it's not a technical science. It's actually more of a creative art, because AI it's not just about building something. It's about finding data and what can that data do to give you the outcome you need. But also, how do you prompt the models and train them to give you? So it's more of a psychology. Mm-hmm. So AI is a mixture of creative art and science and psychology. Yeah. And I think that's why there's so many women in the field.
Okay.
Because even the way AI is moving it's towards no code. So a lot of coding isn't even done by humans anymore. It's done by the machines.
Oh, wow.
And that's going to keep changing. So in 10 years' time, we might not even have coders in 5 years' time. So the technical aspect is actually being removed by the AI systems. And what's left is the human element. How do we get these systems to interact with humans? Yeah. How do we get them to think like humans? The creative and human aspect is left, which is largely female driven. So it's actually really interesting when you think about it.
And patience.
Yeah.
Creative,
very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
Like I hardly use AI, but I do use ChatGPT.
Yeah.
My little friend. But I can notice a difference when I am creative in how I explain what I'm trying to get back.
Exactly.
And give more of a picture.
Yeah.
And you get more back.
Completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Than just a sentence that says this, and then it'll spit something out. But if I'm like, no, actually I want to know this and this and this because of this and this and this and how it's going to affect this, and I go on for quite a while, and then I'm like, well, I'm so proud of myself.
Exactly. And it completely changes.
Yeah,
the interaction is so different depending on what you give it.
And the idea is that it gets to know you. Yeah. Right?
Please tell us that it does.
So 2 years ago, I was saying, listen, in 10 years' time, people are going to be marrying their AIs. Like with that, if you look at the way the world moves and the crazy human brain.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's coming out that people are leaving boyfriends and husbands for their ChatGPT.
No.
I mean, it's petrifying, but it's gonna happen. Crazy. They don't answer the back. They're always polite. They tell you you're wonderful.
Right? You're right.
I mean, I did use to tell.
Great idea.
So there was a study about a year ago that said if you were nice to your LLM, you got nicer answers. So I started saying to mine, I really love you, to see what came back. And my wife was like, why are you telling me? Like, listen.
It's for research.
Exactly. Just research.
I saw a post, I think, I feel like some random scroll on Instagram, they had asked ChatGPT to send an image of the way they feel about their interactions.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Right? And like some of them were like not nice.
Really?
And some of them were like laughing and they're like best friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because of the way you talk to them.
Because of the way you interact with them.
ChatGPT.
You're them, it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so there was a story that when ChatGPT came out, they purposely didn't call it by a human name because they didn't want people to form relationships with it. So it wasn't called Claude or Samantha or whatever that may be. They called it ChatGPT, so people would always remember it wasn't human.
Right.
Anyway, didn't work.
But it does feel like if you use it enough, you do feel like that's a friend that you can talk to or ask advice from.
Yeah.
We did a podcast about a month ago with a company in Canada. It's called Sano Living, and it's a full menopause AI platform.
Oh,
And
wow.
you can ask it questions, and it's only like,
This is part of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that they have the AI.
Yeah.
Sano.
yeah,
I think they call
Sano is the name.
No way.
Yeah.
And you can ask it any question about menopause, and it's prompted or created around like menopause and like the scientific side behind
Wow.
everything. And yeah, and
I
then
might
you can
need
also
that.
call.
Right?
You can also call
Yeah,
a phone
they're-
number,
yeah.
and Sano will also answer your questions.
Yeah.
And
They're crazy. They are
Yeah.
crazy. The phone ones are insanely good now. You
Like,
can't
you
even
actually
tell.
feel like you're
you
talking
can't
to a
even
human.
tell. Yeah.
Yeah.
The reaction is so fast. It's crazy.
jeez,
Crazy.
That
it
is crazy.
Yeah.
So watch this space when I'm in bed with my robot in 10 years.
Movies about that. What's next for you? What are you most excited to build and continue evolving?
Do you know, I've got so many ideas all the time, and that's the hard thing. My biggest driver at the moment is I want some national impact. I truly want AI education to be embedded nationally. And I want us to plug some of these skills gaps. If we don't train the people who live on this island, Caymanians residents, quickly in AI, they are not going to be equipped to do their own jobs in the next couple of years. Financial services is a huge one. The sector is changing so fast with jobs being automated. We need to do it quickly. And I really want to be involved in that, even at the back end, pushing it along. And I think if I can make that national impact, or at least help to make it, that's a huge thing. Like I say, I'm considering, I've been accepted onto a master's in September at Oxford, which is huge because Oxford is obviously such a great institution.
Right.
And I have applied for a PhD. So I want to do one or both of those. And then who knows where the future will take us. You just don't. The one good thing is, who knows where the future will take us. I'm very open-minded. Where will I be in 2 years, in 5 years? Who knows? Just happy. That's the only thing I want to be, happy. I'd like to be rich, but if that doesn't happen, I'll just be happy.
Just happy. And continuing to train.
And continuing to train.
Yeah. So you definitely do prioritize your health.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Right up there.
Again, that was my big change when I had Reva. And it does, almost dying is such a big, it's such a big change to your life, especially I came out of it with a newborn baby as a single parent, thinking, wow, like what would have happened if I hadn't have been here? It was such a shock to the system almost. And I think in those situations, you go one way or the other, depending on who you are as a human. And you either fall into a bit of a depression, or you go, right, I'm going to be a completely different person. And I love fitness now. I train every day, sometimes twice a day, much to the dismay of my family when they're like, Mom, you're going to the gym again.
It's your outlet, I'm assuming.
It's my outlet. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't. So my outlet is that. And I liken it to being like, when you're a kid, you can go on roller coasters, you can run around, you can do cartwheels. When you're an adult, you're expected not to do any of that.
Yeah.
So that's my gym time. Like, I have fun there. And I take my kids now. My kids, when I leave here today, my kids are going to come to the gym with me. My little boy who's 6 is trying to get his push-ups perfected.
Well, when I knew you, which would have been pre-COVID.
Yeah, like 5 years ago.
Even longer.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You brought both of them.
To the gym.
Or Raph, maybe just him.
Yeah.
When he was born.
Yeah, he used to
don't
come
really
in his
remember.
little car seat and sit in the corner.
Yeah, or I think at some point he was in a
Playpen.
Yeah,
I used to bring a pop-up playpen
yeah,
every day.
Yeah, to the gym.
I mean, that's amazing. Like, that's dedication because I don't know. I might just be like, meh. that's a lot of stuff to bring. I don't
It
want to be
really
that
was. I had
person.
to arrive half an hour early, pop
Yeah.
up the playpen, get him comfortable, give him snacks, give him a bottle.
Right.
It was like a whole morning just going to the gym.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gave me selfishly my time that I needed as well. It got us out the house. It was, yeah.
You're the woman that does it all.
Well, I don't know about that. But I try my best, and that's all we can do.
It's inspiring, though.
Thank you. I
It really is.
appreciate that.
And
Yeah.
like a positive attitude and outlook as well, because I mean, things might change tomorrow and you're just going to roll with it.
Exactly.
Right.
Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? But do you know what? My family are super happy at the moment. We're all healthy. We're all happy. You can't ask for any more. We live in a wonderful place where we wake up to sunshine every day. You've just got to count your blessings.
Right. Yeah. Now, if anyone down here on the island wants to learn more about AI, do they contact the UCCI? Do they? So
we are slowly, I think, getting to where we need to be, but I would say we're not where we need to be on the island, and nor is anyone. Yeah. So America isn't, England isn't. We're all trying to run to catch up. There's some short courses at places like Cayman. UCCI are going to be introducing some in September. There's a lot of tech talks on AI if people wanted to drop into, short workshops. I honestly learn online. So if you go online, the problem is there's too much choice. Yeah. There's Coursera, edX, there's millions of AI courses, and the hard thing is knowing where to start. So I went to edX, I think, or Coursera, I can't remember which one, which are both very reputable. And I did a few online courses to learn the basics. Then I started listening to podcasts. So you learn a ton through listening to podcasts.
Who are the people that you listen, or
do you have recommendations?
So I listened to, I can't remember the names of them now. I listened to Everyday AI. I listen to AI in marketing. There's about 10 that I have on rotation. And every morning I wake up and I flick through the ones that are the most applicable for me that I want to hear that day. And I listen to 2 hours every morning. But you can also just go in and search. So I might say, right, I want to know about agents today. So I will search AI agents and I'll listen to a podcast on that. Or I want to listen to a podcast on neural networks or something more scientific or whatever it might be. It's just about, I find the term and then I listen to something.
Okay.
But podcasts are genuinely a great way to learn at the moment because it's a fast moving industry. So you can buy a textbook, but by the time it's printed, it's out of date.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you are really, really into it, I would say a more structured accredited course. So go online. It doesn't have to be an MIT. It can be, there's so many short courses at universities that you can do a month, 6 months, whatever that might be, and look for the scholarships because they are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if people want to follow you on LinkedIn?
Yes, that would be great. They can learn from me as well. God help them. So my LinkedIn is Tamsin Deasey Weinstein, which nobody will remember, but I'm sure they can find me.
Find you.
And if they want to message me, I can recommend podcasts or training or other people to follow on LinkedIn. There's some great people out there, and it's a really collaborative space. So we all talk to each other. I've still got the people I did my MIT course with. We still have a WhatsApp group and we talk almost every day. Like it is a collaborative space, the AI world. People want to teach other people. Yeah. So if anyone does want to reach out to me, I'm happy to help.
Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
it was so much fun. Yeah, it was good fun.
Great.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Thanks for joining us on Pressed Intentions. We hope you felt seen, supported, and maybe had a few laughs along the way. Don't forget to share, subscribe, rate, and review us. Your support keeps the conversation alive. Follow us on social media for more insights, behind-the-scenes fun, and updates on future episodes. Got a topic you want us to dive into? We'd love to hear from you. Remember, life's too short for bad bras, toxic relationships, and kale you don't actually like. So until next time, stay bold, and keep your breast intentions exactly where they belong, front and center. Now go crush midlife, or at least today's to-do list. Cheers!